So, good morning, good morning. How do you feel about sales and selling? And what emotions does it conjure up in you? How do you feel about the whole sales process? Well, most people I come across, and that's including salespeople, absolutely hate it. Well, if you want to be in control of your career, you're going to have to become resigned to it, because if you don't get good at sales, then you don't have a career. You've just got a job. And this is James Foster, and Careers Matter. So when you go for a job, most people initially, at any rate, when they're starting the process, think that it's going to be sufficient just to place a CV against a number of ads, hit the go button, and the job will come to them, and get very disappointed and upset when that doesn't happen, because invariably that doesn't happen. If you're lucky, you may get an interview, but the chances are that in order to get a job by going through active applications, you probably have to apply for, I don't know, 25, 30 in the current market, maybe more. Maybe, I know some people that have applied for 50 to 100 and still not got a job. And part of the reason for that is the whole approach is simply putting the CV in front of somebody and hoping they pick it out and that it's a good, they see it as appropriate to the job. There's been no thought of value in that process at all. It's, yeah, I can do that job, let's apply for it. And the CV, a generic CV, has been sent off to the hiring manager. Well, doesn't even get to the hiring manager most of the time. It gets into an ATS system, an applicant tracking system, which is designed to filter people out of the recruitment process. So if you've not put the right details in your CV, your CV doesn't even get out. And then it gets, if it does, it gets in front of an internal recruiter or somebody within the HR team, who will decide whether or not your CV is good enough to put in front of the hiring manager. And most of the time it doesn't. And the reason it doesn't is because you've not really thought about any of this process. You've not sold yourself into the process. The whole thing about recruitment and about getting a job is that you are a product that is being sold into an organization to satisfy a need, a want of that organization, a problem. You're there to solve a problem for that company. It doesn't matter what your job is. It doesn't matter how senior or junior you are. You could be chief executive officer of a multinational corporation, or you could be a junior administrator. Your job is still about solving problems for that organization. And you're looking to hit sales points, very specifically sales points. You're looking to save the company money, or you're looking to make the company money. Or you're looking to save the reputation of the organization, or you're looking to save the organization, or you're looking to save them time. There's those sales points that you're looking at predominantly. And what you're doing when you're going through the process of getting a job, and this is at the very start, has to be reflected in your CV, is you're anticipating what the challenges are that the company is going through. What are they looking for? Why do they need you? What are the problems that you can solve for that organization? And your CV and covering letter, your application has to be very clear as to the value that you're bringing into that organization. And if you don't take the time to reflect your value to the specific job that you're applying for, not generic. You can't do this. This is not a one-size-fits-all process. You have to be very specific and very clear of your value to the job you're applying for. So you can't just sit there with one CV and apply for job after job after job, which is how most people go about this. You have to, for each job you're applying for, understand what that job is looking for and tailor your application to the needs of that job, and tell them why you are the right person for that job, what value you have to offer, what you have achieved that is going to interest them. The whole functional purpose of your CV is not to get a job, it's to get an interview. What you're trying to do with your CV is get the hiring manager looking at your CV and going, do you know what? I need to know more about this person. I need to get to speak to this person, get this guy in so that, or this girl, this guy in so that I can find out a little bit more and see if they're a good fit. And then you do the real selling in the interview. The whole process of career planning, the whole process of job application is a sales process from start to finish. At no time is it anything other than a sales process. Now, I don't want to make this sound like it's cheap used car salesman. That's not the idea at all. This is a very intricate sales process. This is understanding your value. This is understanding the benefits that you are going to bring to an organization. This is about understanding or getting them to understand why they should rely and trust on you to take care of a very important function within their company. Why you for the job? Why you for them? You can expect them to sell back as well, by the way. And if they don't sell back, and a lot of companies are really bad at that, they think that everybody's really dying to come and work for them. Get them to do the selling back. Well, yeah, thank you. Thanks very much for the interview, but why should I come and speak to, why should I be interested in working for your organization? Get them to do some work as well. But from your perspective, in order to get the interview in the first place, you've got to make sure your CV is saying exactly the right things. And when you get in the interview process, you've then got to really switch on the sales pattern. And this isn't about sounding cheesy. This is about knowing the benefits that you've brought to the organizations you've worked for and can bring to this organization. In the years that I've been doing this, I have come across so many people that when I talk to them about explaining and promoting the value that they brought in, they felt very uncomfortable about doing it. Don't. Get over it. It's a sales process. If you want to get a career, if you want to move your career forward, if you want to get the job that you want, if you want to earn the money that you deserve, get over it. Stop worrying about selling and start understanding your value to the organizations that you've worked for, and therefore the value you can bring to the organizations you're applying for a job. So that's today's blog. That's what I have to say for today. I'm hoping that that's brought some value to you, and that's helped you to see that the whole process is something that you really need to think about very closely, and really dig down into the value, into what you can do for the organization, not just functionally, but value in terms of pounds, shillings and pence, as in old money, in terms of how you've made money, in terms of how you've saved money, in terms of how you've saved the reputation of a business, what you've done that's made a difference, the impact you've had. Those are the things that you need to be bringing out in your CV. With this video, there will be a link that will take you to my diary. Feel free to go and book yourself a 20-minute consultation. Come and let's have a chat and see how we can help you to take your career to the next level. And this is James Foster and Careers Matter.